The man that I've been messing with is a married man, and every night I was licking his because he liked it. I've already been like humiliated, and you humiliated somebody that I actually really loved and cared for. My friend Danny going to prison for 30 years. Yeah, he made a mistake. When I was 8 years old, I was jumped by 10 black girls. They beat the living daylights out of me. You're free! You're free!
Taryn Manning is an actress in a desperate situation. She's constantly posting cryptic videos on social media. Taryn is strung out on some substances and fighting with everyone in her life. She's also embarrassing herself by sharing dirty and personal stories. This is a public breakdown and nobody is doing anything about it. So let's get into it. Taryn Manning is an actress you guys may recognize from the show Orange is the New Black, or maybe the movie Crossroads featuring Britney Spears. We've never spoken about Taryn before on this channel, but lately she's been posting some bizarre stuff on social media, and I'm worried about her. I mean, she posted a video talking about licking a married man's behind and claims that his wife wants a restraining order. In this clip, she decided to pull her car over to record that she was so rooted and didn't want to cause crashes before detailing her experience. She said that every night for about 3 nights she was doing this to this man and that he liked it and she didn't mind because that's what demons do. She claimed that she and this unnamed man drove all the way to Newport Beach so that she could buy him a boat because she was so in love with him.
So I had to pull over because I'm just like, I don't want to like cause crashes because I'm just so rooted right now. So the man that I've been messing with is a married man, and every night, well, for about 3 nights in a row, or even maybe there's a night in between, I was licking his butthole. Yep. Because he liked it. And I didn't mind doing it. Does that bother? Is that weird? Yeah. And that is what demons do. So we drove all the way down to Newport Beach today so I could buy him a boat.
I think everyone's initial reactions include drugs or possibly mental break, because when I see her speaking into the camera and talking this nonsense, it seems like she's under the influence or she's just so mentally broken over this situation. She literally details this story, which is TMI, talking about pulling cash out to put a down payment on this boat for this married man. Taryn goes on to share that she can't stand the man's wife because she allegedly called the actress a lunatic instead of calling them both out for their alleged affair. Taryn claims that this man's wife said to get out of her life or she'll get a restraining order against her. And it all just seems really messy and just like way too personal, kind of like a high school fight over the internet.
I was so in love, so I thought, so I could buy this gentleman a boat, and I brought cash to put a down payment down. Like, I really loved him. I was like, yes, like we're into the same thing, like we're kinky, blah blah blah. And his wife, because he's married, and I feel so bad because I can't stand her. I can't stand his wife. Because she wasn't even like, wait, what? You've been messing with my man? She said, you lunatic, you get out of my life or I'll get an RO on you. No, I'll put your ass in jail. Anyway, so I've been licking your man's butthole for weeks on end because he likes it a lot and I do it to him. And he comes to me and it happens.
Clearly, this situation is very complicated and got very personal and super messy, and Taryn is experiencing some poor judgment by bringing it onto the internet because really it doesn't look good for her or anyone involved.
No, I'm just single, very single, and he came to me. So you don't accuse me of being a lunatic, but I'll tell you one thing, lady. You want to put me in jail? I'll put you in jail so fast your head will be spinning. Don't you ever threaten me. And I will show you how I do. Don't you ever threaten me. When your husband came to me to get his hole licked,
If you look into her eyes, you can see that she's just not fully aware. And it makes me question, where's her family? Where's her management? I mean, she's been in the industry for a long time. She should have some advocates out here. In a second video, Taryn claimed that the married boyfriend that she's licking was finger banging her during the drive down to Newport, California. She said, "I'm not scared of you. You should be scared of me." And I think everyone's pretty scared right now.
I brought your husband to Newport Beach. We drove all the way together. We had so much fun. He has his hand on my leg the whole time, finger banging me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie anymore about it. You know, I had no underoos on, and every time licking his fingers, and to buy him a boat, and all day we went on a boat, the boat that he wants, and I was gonna buy it for him, and then he messed up real bad today, and you're coming after me. Nah, it ain't gonna happen, lady.
It's really scary to see her posting this on social media while she's operating a vehicle, and it makes me question whether she has anyone there who is checking her and making sure that she is okay. Because usually when people turn to social media like this, it's because they don't really have anyone else in their life to talk to. Maybe she's ashamed of whatever she's been using or whatever she's mentally going through, but the fans are noticing it, so it's gaining a lot of attention. People commented, "How sad. She was talented and funny. A total 2000s icon." Another person commented, "Say no to drugs." And then another comment, "Sad. And the fact that she drove after this, scary." One person wrote, "Yeah, she's not sober and obviously having some issues with mental health. So sad to see these childhood actors waste their talent. Heal your trauma and live in love and light. I hope she gets the help she needs." And it is really off-putting to see that she is driving this car while making these videos. One person wrote, "Behind the wheel, clearly on something. That's more disturbing than this video." Another person writes, "Jesus, get help." This person shared, "She's driving and that high. No regard that she put people's lives or her own at great risk. I wish I knew where she was because she needs to be off the streets." So this was a scary incident and it caught a lot of attention, but there have been other moments as well, like Taryn recently accusing Donald Trump's former lawyer of harming her, R-wording her, but didn't specify which one of his lawyers. She said, "This guy tried to R-word me the night before my arraignment. Trump's lawyer. How do you not know if the jokes are on you? You think I'm so stupid." And even though she's calling everyone else stupid, the world's looking at her and asking her about this married man that she bought a boat for. And Taryn actually put out an apology for revealing her affair with this married man, saying that she was deeply hurt. She wrote this long post explaining that she was really hurt and there was a lot of guilt, and she just wanted to post this out there because she was raging. But it seems like a little bit more of a sober Taryn appeared for this post because she really does seem regretful. She was quoted saying, "I know what I did was wrong, but the heart makes you do crazy things sometimes. I am sorry for exposing my situation. I am not sorry for how I love."
So I'm sure you'll notice that I erased a lot of my Instagrams and a lot of that I guess acting out or whatever you guys thought it was. Fair enough, because that's not me. It's not me. It's not me at all. It's not who I am. It's not my soul. It's not my core. Last night, because I always, I study the Bible, and I know that might not be a very comfortable subject for everybody, but for me, it's my life. It's why I quit the business. It's all that's left in my eyes for me. My path, my journey. It's not to be judged. It's mine.
While it does seem like she's a little bit more aware in that post, I think this Bible talk and this justification that she's now reading the Bible and now she's better is just another kind of manic tendency. These people are just switching to the complete opposite, and now she's claiming that what the Christianity is influencing her and that she's okay, which is far from the truth because she's still acting out on social media, especially when it comes to defending Danny Masterson, who was accused of harming multiple women. We've talked about this before on my channel, and for whatever reason, Taryn felt like she wanted to defend him. Reports claim that there's a lot going on with Taryn Manning's social media. For instance, in an Instagram story, it appeared that she expressed support for the Proud Boys, who she says are not racist and are only protecting patriots. That's the level of bonkers we're dealing with here. Now, Taryn is defending her friend, Danny Masterson, and even Danny Masterson would probably say, please don't. She goes on to claim that, Danny's going to prison for 30 years and yeah, he made a mistake, but everyone just keeps on going and crucifying him. He's already suffering. So kind of like acknowledging like what he did, the crimes, calling them mistakes, and saying that he shouldn't have any consequences.
It's like one of those things where it's like, since I've already been like humiliated and you humiliated somebody that I actually really loved and cared for. And the fact that people want to just tear us all down, like even like with my friend Danny going to prison for 30 years. Yeah, he made a mistake, but everyone just keep going, just keep crucifying him as if he's not already suffering. He gets it. He got it. Leave him alone. Leave me alone. Leave people alone. Who are you? Who are you? What did you do today to change the world, huh?
Clearly, there's a lack of judgment here. And she goes on to talk a little bit about her time on the show Orange is the New Black. And she claims that the people who worked on that show were actually towards her. She claims in one scene that she was R-worded on the show, and that was difficult for her to comprehend and to deal with. She said that this was difficult for her to deal with because there's going to be press about her character going through this, and that's what she made a post about.
And just to double down on my video, I want to address something. So on Orange is the New Black, which most people know me for, thinking that that's my only project. So it was written that I was and that I was on the show. Do you remember? Do you know that no one ever told me that when I had to hit the press, the amount of the wall I'd be up against people. So what was it like to be on the show? The most divisive, pervasive topic on the planet, and I had to stand up and be the spokesperson for rape. That's offensive to me. Nobody ever told me what I would be up against. So don't come at me that I'm the problem. I'm sitting here having compassion for someone that's going to jail for the rest of their life, and you're still not satisfied because you're haters and you're demons.
It's really interesting to see her post about Danny Masterson and then talk about her time on this show, because she claims that Danny made a mistake when he R-worded multiple women, but the real abusers here are the writers who subjected an actress to a pretend R-word on a television show. So it's interesting that the real life people who are really committing these crimes aren't problematic. They're getting a bunch of hate, yet the people who like wrote this show and something that she essentially agreed to, like, they're the real problem, which I don't want to undermine what she could have gone through in that scene. I can't imagine, but Danny Masterson is a real life R-worder, so he should be held accountable. So Taryn is getting all of this bad attention, and then she's spotted in person, and when she was walking around Palm Springs with her dogs, she was just wearing underwear. I don't know if those are really, really short shorts or they are underwear, but she's wearing these red boots, a jacket, and then these little tiny underwears, and she doesn't look well. And of course, the paparazzi are on the hunt for Taryn after these chaotic videos and these statements in support of Danny.
I was just having a bad day, and also I have a list. I'm 80% deaf, and so I've actually come a really long way with my speech impediment. So for everybody that thinks I'm on drugs or drunk, no, I just actually, when I get relaxed or when I'm not like on the silver screen, I can tend to fall back into my tendencies, which is a little bit of a list. But at this point, everyone's humiliated me so bad that I'm all the way in for everything that I've always stood for, that I was hiding secretly, that there's no human on this planet that doesn't deserve to have the best life and to be happy and free, because you are made in the image of the good Lord, made perfectly just the way you are.
To me, there's someone who is asking for help on social media. Clearly, she doesn't have a direction. She doesn't feel accepted by anyone. And it seems like she's constantly on the defense. But she's also making it worse for herself. I mean, I think getting political online is just it depends on what you stand for. I mean, you should post about what you stand for, but she knew that she was going to upset people when she started advocating for Trump. It's weird because she's trying to talk about her own situation, but then also making it political, writing, "If I told you the number of agents and managers who love him, you would barf. I love you, Donnie, in all your mistakes and the tool you are, my hero. The most unracist human on this planet. The lies they speak about you hurt. In my opinion, she needs to focus on her own hurt and not focus on people like Donald Trump or Danny Masterson. But clearly she's trying to deflect or find some peace in her own situation.
Okay, so I probably would recommend that Taryn stick with acting and maybe not writing or posting on Instagram, but I digress. Obviously, Taryn has come out as a Trump supporter and is anticipating a rocky road with her career in Hollywood, and she's probably not wrong. Hollywood is an amazing place to be if you worship superficial diversity like the color of your skin, but if you actually have an appreciation for intellectual diversity, you have no place in Hollywood.
You guys know I welcome diversity, but I also don't think that Taryn is one I would classify as intellectual at this moment. There are people who are concerned about her mental health because she's getting controversial, she's getting political, and it's solidifying that she clearly is on edge and she doesn't know what's best for her because she's doing everything in her power to make her more divisive and to push her away from a more stable mindset by taking on these other societal problems and making posts about them. And maybe she likes this attention because it's been a while since Orange is the New Black.
When I was 8 years old, I was jumped by 10 black girls. 10 of them. They beat the living daylights out of me. My wrist broken, blah, blah, blah. I was jumped into a gang. And I found out, my brother confessed to me not that long ago that he watched the whole time. And he hugged me and cried. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, did you watch that happen? He goes, but dude, I gotta tell you, dude, you held your own for as long as you could. You had, imagine, 8, yeah! Like, I felt like, I mean, I didn't know what was happening. But then they overtook me because that's the submission that needs to happen.
So now a lot of people on social media are wondering what they should do. You guys may remember that Cara Delevingne had a moment where she had a breakdown at an airport and she ended up going to a facility for a couple months and then she came out all right. So do people want to see Taryn go through that? This person wrote on Twitter, someone needs to check on Taryn Manning, posting videos to her IG talking about private stuff and also not making sense. You can tell that she's not mentally well. Another person agrees, someone needs to check in on Taryn Manning. She's in really rough shape and definitely having major psychological issues. Another person writes, Taryn Manning has absolutely lost it. Her latest Instagram post is insane. I hope she gets help. To be honest, it's been pretty difficult to track her social media posts because she's been posting and then deleting, and then there are articles, so she's responding. So there's a lot of activity on her page.
Hey Taryn, do you have a support system?
What did you say? Do I have a support system?
Yeah.
I got so many friends that I can't keep track. I just like solitude. I meditate and I am not scared to be alone because I'm all about the living word. Find Jesus before it's too late. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I'm not perfect. Living in a new world.
At this point in the video, I think we can all agree that she is struggling and it seems like she's on some substances. And I don't like to just push that onto people and say, oh, they're a drug addict, but she has talked about her struggle to stay sober in this article back in 2017. Unfortunately, her father had taken his own life and this pushed her into a deep depression, which led her to coping with drugs. She claims that her father actually struggled with substances as well, and she woke up one day and realized that her father had taken his own life, and that was like a nail in the coffin for her to essentially stay sober. But as you guys know, sobriety and addiction, it's a struggle forever and you can go through dark times. She was never straight up about her choice of drugs, but a lot of people think that she could be using like benzos, like a Xanax, and maybe alcohol. I don't really like this speculation, but seeing how she, behaves in the videos, it does remind me of like when I've seen clips of people using that. I mean, even like Tana Mojo, she's talked about her issues with Xanax, and it kind of like gives me like Tana energy. Obviously not like current Tana, but back when she was like on something. But anyways, we are sending good vibes to Taryn Manning. I hope that she gets better and maybe like, realigns with what she really believes in, because now it just seems like she's saying anything to get people riled up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye guys.